Hello, my name is Scott Von Holzen. You can see my artwork and read about my progress online at scottvonholzen.org. Behind me is walking in Memphis. About 84 inches long. I can take it apart. That way I can actually haul it someplace. There's a lot to talk about this here, so let's get to it. A little dust. The end canvases are modern pictures of Beale Street, and very colorful, neon. And then in between there, I have some older pictures of Beale Street when it wasn't so nice looking, kind of run down. And these are just one individual picture in 3 parts, and the same down here, this is one individual picture in 4 parts, which I think is a cool way of doing it. Most of my colors here are black and white and gray because the Mark Cohn video, he sings and performs, wrote the song, is in black and white. But because it's the blues, I have to have blue in here. I have blue, nice blues. I have a special blue here. So here I found, when I was looking up about Elvis, because Mark Cohn sings about blue suede shoes, so I looked up blue suede shoes, and here Elvis owned a pair of blue suede shoes. I saw a picture of it. It's kind of a blue like this, and so my music flow is that color of those blue suede shoes, and these little 5 little, these are the grommets here. You see these little 5 little dots on each of these notes here. The grommets. That, and of course, we have Mark Cohn keyboard here. I thought that was kind of cute. You know, and it's practical. You know, it makes sense. And he played the keyboard, so we got it in there. And then I got a couple other things on here. I got to point out. Here's a nice picture of Elvis, royalty free, copyright free, and I have a Hollywood sign that Mark Cohn at the Hollywood Cafe. There's the sign, and this is W.C. Handy, who is really one of the founding, the father of Memphis blues, I guess. And one other feature here I'm going to mention real quick is these here. These Mark Cohn mentions the gospel music in the song. And you know, gospel, I like gospel music. It's kind of gospel music. It's kind of uplifting. So I got those in here. And what else is it? I got so I have all the raindrops here. These little blue dots here are raindrops. And then my words I got here for blue suede shoes, blues for blues, and then rain, blues, rain, that. So I did this research with this artwork, like I do with all my artwork. I researched the music, and I did a lot of checking on Beale Street. The actual music area, Beale Street, that the music blues is kind of originated from, was like, it's only like 2-3 blocks long. It surprised the heck out of me. So I did, I got a better understanding of Memphis and blues by doing that research, and I understand the music better by doing that research on there. So that's how I get more of an understanding of the music and how I can actually better portray the music by knowing what I know about it. One of the interesting technique I did here is that I painted all these stems, this section, and then I took these stems and I clamped them together. And to kind of reflect the neon colors of today's modern Beale Street, I took little tubes of paint and I squirted a little color across all across here, a number of different areas, clamped together. So when I unclamped it, you still have this like pattern, this flow of the colors across the artwork, that kind of feature is really important to me, that flow of color, the flow of the music. So that was a really cool idea. I like that idea. I want to do that some more. The music itself, that's an interesting thing. I'm really getting more involved with music. I use the free software to create my music. It's Muse Score, and I'm going to another piece of software to do it. But I use that software to create the music here. I have a piano in there, and then I use string instruments, violin, viola, and cello. And the reason is that I can't sing that well to do my own version of this music, my own arrangement of this music. So I think the best way of doing it was using the violin. The violin as like the voice of this song. The violin, and so that's where the string instruments come in handy. They give me the voice for this music here. So let's play this music here and see what you think about it. I think it's a pretty good arrangement. I like it. I have a long ways to go, but I think I'm making progress on how to create my own music, I guess. Here we go, Walking in Memphis. I think it sounds pretty good. There we go, we got Walking in Memphis. I want to mention a little bit about where this artwork is, hopefully will be displayed at. There's an exhibition coming up here in Wausau from Museum of Modern Art. I'm going to send this picture of this work to that, along with, well, not that one. That one, Blue Daniel is going to, which is next door here, is going to the Pablo here. That got an exhibition coming up in the next few weeks here. This is going to that. I hope it gets in. It's pretty darn good. But I've been in, well, the fourth one will be with the Pablo, but 3 already exhibitions, and I've been a little disappointed by, I'm not getting much feedback from that. You go in the exhibition and you go to the reception and you drink a little wine and have a little tidbit, and they give the awards to someone else, and it's good art, whatever. And then you go home, and then 30 days later you come and pick up the artwork. And I thought Art West in here this spring was the best show for I think I appreciated the artists more than my other 2 shows. It almost felt like the other 2 exhibitions I went to so far, one in Wausau and one in Appleton. It was more about them and not the art and the artists. So that's a disappointment. I'm not sure where we're going here. All I know is I'm going to keep going because I want to find out whether I make it or not. And it's exhausting. This month or more on this artwork, it exhausts you. You get tired of the music, you get tired of doing the thing. And you're ready to move on. And it's hard to really talk about it after a month because you're bored with the whole idea of the music after that. Even though you love it, you're still, it's time to move on. So anyway, this is a great piece of music. I like it. One of the reasons I like it is that I did visit Memphis in the 90s, I think it was in the early 90s, and I did go to Graceland. And I like Mark Cohn's music, Walking in Memphis, but I always think that's really his story. And I didn't want to paint it because I just felt it was his story. But the fact that I actually went to Memphis, and I went to Tour de Elvis, Graceland, and I'm part of that story. I think I can be part of that story too. I wish I went to Beale Street then, but I didn't, but I will someday. Anyway, here we are. Here we are. Here we are. This is Walking in Memphis. It is done, and it's out of here, I hope. And that's about it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.